Hey guys, Sean Bougie, surplusfundsriches.net. I am getting a lot of questions about life estates. Life estates are, put simply, one person generally is going to get the house when another person dies. The life tenant is the person that owns the home right now. You can read the deed and see this. The life tenant owns the home right now. It's specified in there that upon their death, it goes to the remainder man, which would be the person that gets the house. Okay? Generally, you see this when children buy a home for a parent, and they want everybody to be put on notice that, hey, I bought the house for dad. So when he dies, it comes back to me. It doesn't go into probate, doesn't go into estate. We're not splitting this up as an inheritance issue because I bought it. That's what this is for. So, if you're dealing, I'm going to cover flips and surplus funds and the impact of that. On a flip, the life tenant is the person you need to buy the property from. They own it. However, I would highly recommend you get up with the remainder man in that instance, because a lot of times that life tenant hasn't paid taxes or hasn't paid whatever's about to foreclose on them, and they didn't tell the remainder man, and you're opening up a can of worms. So I would talk to them and say, hey, what do you want to do about this? Now, if the remainder man has passed away, just deal with the life tenant, okay? Now, if you see a deed and the life tenant, it turns out the life tenant on that deed has passed away, then the property at their death was transferred to, the property at their death was transferred to the remainder man, and the remainder man is the only person you have to deal with. With surplus funds, I've said this a million times, I'll say it again, when somebody has died, guys, regardless if it's multiple deed holders or if it's a life estate or whatever, the time of death is everything, okay? If it's surplus funds and the remainder man, the life tenant died prior to the foreclosure happening, prior to the transference of that deed, the remainder man is the only one due the money, okay? If the life tenant was still alive, you can make an argument it's just their money. However, a lot of states will require you to bring out actuary tables and figure out who is entitled to what. I know that's getting wacky, but again, this is another reason why we try to avoid estate or probate issues as much as we can, because when you're done paying the attorneys, there's nothing left for anybody, okay? So, in a life tenancy situation, you've got to be very careful. You've got to know if and when someone died so that you know who you're dealing with and who you can purchase the property from in a flip or in surplus, who's entitled to the actual surplus money. There are other issues in work here as far as deeds are concerned, but the crux of the matter here is you need to get a copy of that deed of the owner prior to the foreclosure if you're working with surplus funds, because you need to know how it was written and who actually had ownership. If it's a deed flip or a flip, if you're trying to flip a property and buy it pre-sale, coming up for foreclosure, either mortgage or tax, you're going to need to know who you need to deal with to purchase the house. Hope this has helped. Have a great day.